Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Week 2 highlights for the SCDA Season 13. As some of you unfortunately have now realized, we are not all the same cat. Apologies for lying to you all last week, even though the cat looks much better than all of us.
I have no regrets.
You now see that we are not all cats. Anyways, you know the drill. My name is Spades. Joining me is right underneath my picture is ND, who has the Pancham and the Kling Klang behind him. Why do you have a Kling Klang plushie? That's so random.
I thought it was the coolest of the sitting cuties last time I went to a regional.
Fair
and
enough.
most of them were sold out, so, whatever was left over.
And then we have below him the one that has a Ditto Marie plushie, Mr. Julian himself.
Welcome, welcome. Last week I was told that I'm forced to say hello when my name is mentioned at the start, so hi.
He got a... What was the word I'm looking for? I hinted that he should do that, as now he leaves.
Yeah, I got the blood plushie you mentioned.
Yes.
Is Mareep?
The Ditto Marie. Did you see the eyes?
Ditto Marie.
Is it really a Ditto Mareep?
Yeah.
It is a Ditto Mareep. Honestly, I hate it. It's
great,
And then there's me with no plushies, but that's fine. Anyways.
Yeah, you're boring.
This
we
week,
knew that already.
This week we are going to be doing a match of the week. So we did not watch this game, so we will be going in genuinely. We picked at the beginning of the week because this game happened early, and I heard from a very credible source, Mr. Solanor, aka Chad. Miss you, by the way. He said this game was insane. And so the common content creator stuff, we're going to take it and use it as our own. So here we are. We have Goblin Waltz and the Running Amok versus Genetic Ivy and the Tanks Torque Holes. This is a Pokeball matchup. We're going to try to feature different games from different divisions. We started with this one because, well, I heard it was insane. And so we're going to do that. I will pass the mic to Julian for the team preview, and then we'll jump into it.
Yeah, I was honored with the task of talking about the teams here. The two teams with the best logos of the entire season, in my opinion. Not only Pokeball, but everything. Fantastic logos. Though I have no idea what's happening on the battlefield. One team has a Rain and Sun and a fucking Ditto, and the other team has just Pokemon. I don't know what to expect from, so I can't do much of analyzing here. I'm sorry. This is beyond me. This is too high for my brain to comprehend.
Well, in the meantime,
What
you
to
can
expect
plug
here.
the logo voting, which is happening. So
Yes.
if you want to vote for either of these logos, even though one of them did fall, be sure to check it out.
Yeah, the tacos are still in at least.
He's running amok. That was my favorite logo. That was my personal favorite to win.
Same.
To win the whole thing.
I really hope they would.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't
Some people
we...
just don't understand, though.
No,
And
I
they're
don't know
wrong.
art.
Taste. Yeah.
I just
No.
don't know art.
All right.
No, they do not.
All right. Be ND and I commentating game one, so we will begin, shall we? As we are going to see Goblin Waltz with the Medicham and Azumarill lead with Ivy's Empoleon and Torracat. Keep in mind we're watching
Goblin
this in
already
slow
puts
speed.
on a lot of pressure. We've got Fake Out on both sides of the field. Torracat exchanged with the Medicham, who is apparently holding a covert cloak and has imprisoned something. Probably Protect, presumably. Steel Beam's a really cool move, though. Normally would do a lot more damage, I think I would expect. And look, was that Light Screen on Azumarill?
Light Screen Azumarill is weird, as we see now. Rain is going up.
Oh,
We're giving...
the Vision! Huge power colossal. I highly doubt Ivy has prepared for that. However, Rain is up and the trap is set.
Correct. And
Fake
now
Out's turn.
This colossal
correct
cannot
fake out.
move. Oh, no.
Oh, the trap has been reversed.
Wait, now it's encored into it. Wait, hold on.
Interesting. I mean, you can always just swap, but they're forced to stay in for a turn. and a double switch. We lose the huge power, the trap is gone, but there is no Shadow Tag Gothitelle on the field now, just a regular Gothitelle. The
With
Alolan Muck is revealed as
Steam
the fourth
Engine?
Mon for Goblin.
Yeah.
And the Perish Song is active, but there is no trapping to be had. Politoed loses its leftovers, and the rain disappears as well.
Via Snowscape, which is
Maybe
another move
hinting
that
that
we
the
didn't see.
Azumarill
Yeah.
doesn't have a strong water move that it wants to take advantage of. Normally, the Azumarill would really like to have the rain up. 4 turns of Trick Room. We see a double swap. We see a swap from both players. The Azumarill and the Medicham now being hindered by Torracat's Intimidate, and the light screen goes up again. That time light screen. Nope, that was Azu again. Azumarill has now clicked light screen twice this game. And this is turning into a very long game, too. We are several turns in and hardly no damage has been dealt. Fire Punch into Politoed in the rain at -1 does predictably nothing. Fake out once again. Knock off into Torracat. Eviolite's finally gone. Imprison once again. You have to wonder what is actually being imprisoned here. Protect is probably the most likely move, as we see the Medicham does have Protect. Drain Punch for the Muck. Imprison Protect is kind of interesting here. The Trick Room is up. There's been almost no damage taken to the Muck, so the Muck is free to abuse whatever speed control it has. And that's just the game. 1 KO, Genetic Ivy not seeing a way through the Imprison on the Protect and the Alolan Muck.
Yeah, I think it was a shame concede because Fake Out was clicked and it failed, so.
It was a beautiful game, though. What?
There was some wacky stuff in that game.
What?
There's a lot of cool text there, but almost none of it felt like it mattered at the same time. Like, a lot of things were revealed,
Yeah.
but none of the plans for either players really came together. So I'm curious to see if in game 2 or 3 something changes.
It was a shame that the Pure Power just didn't show up. The Colossal just swapped out without doing anything.
I mean, there's
Would
still
have
at
loved
least
to see something.
there's several more turns here that could happen.
Yeah.
Question for the casters here: does Azumarill also get skill swap by chance? I
No,
don't think it does.
does
I think
not.
that's
I don't
just
think
Medicham,
so.
right?
I'll check it for you, but I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna jump into game 2 here. Oh my God. Hold on. Apologize for your ears. All right. Now you can
No, that's
not get
not.
muted. Anyways, Azumarill Colossal this time as Ivy leads with the Empoleon and the Torracat. Back to this lead here with Fake Out Pressure, protecting on the Cole. I'm assuming this Azu is just gonna click light screen again. Good protect, taking both of the attacks. And there is the light screen. So now this Colossal, in theory, is poised. Oh no. Every Sword and Shield's favorite. Weakness policy Colossal. And it OHKOs.
It feels like Gen 8 all over again.
Oh, Fire Pledge.
No, even more speed.
Exactly. Oh, wait, we have a Ditto.
Oh.
Yo, this is heat. Now we have a Ditto in the sun. Can it OHKO? Well, we won't find out. Oh no, Azumarill only has Aqua Jet. Actually, does this Ditto win? It might win. If it can kill the Colossal here, we'll see. As both sides use Helping Hand. High horsepower knocks it out. I think the Colossal Ditto is going to take this game. What a very weird and interesting interaction here. Oh, Muck lives the high horsepower. Clear Smog does not go into the Ditto. Oh no.
What?
Misclick maybe?
Has to be.
Not sure, but now there is nothing that's stopping this high horsepower Colossal. Mouse hold the switch, Torracat to intimidate it, but writing's on the wall here with the Terra Steel Ditto now. Does not kill. Jeez. It's so funny how weak Ditto is.
It really ate that well.
Yeah. Or the Colossal is, rather.
Interestingly, it doesn't. Even without Terra Steel, I think there was a good chance Colossal was surviving this turn too.
Well, it was a rock type
It's a
anyway,
bulky.
so yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
It's just to make sure Aquajet didn't do nearly as much, but I think the writing's on the wall here as this Colossal Ditto went to town, which I don't ever get to see Ditto do this in VGC.
No.
All the singles players hate
Colossal as well this generation.
this.
I do think it's interesting. It really doesn't look like the Azumarill is actually huge power.
Yeah, probably also
like,
no
Aquajet
attack.
didn't feel like it did nearly enough damage, even though the sun was up and it was at -1 earlier. Normally into a 4 times weak Mon, I would normally expect it to deal 20 or 30% at least, and it did 9 earlier in
Just
this
not
match.
kill their own Colossal then, to proc the policy and stuff.
Meanwhile, the Ditto ran out of high horsepower PP, so it started struggling. But unfortunately, the Azumarill here cannot take down the. Oh, another beautiful interaction. The side of the field you're on. So now Ditto can transform into something that's not a -4 Azumarill.
Oh, it doesn't.
We're just watching this game as a formality at this rate, but yeah.
This is so sad, the damage.
5%.
I want to see Ditto just turn into. Oh no, now it is the Azumarill.
There we go.
Alright, I'm making the executive decision.
I don't think there's any words. I think we are free to speed this up a little bit, Spade.
I did. We're good.
Oh my god, what is this game?
No, you're not on hyper fast yet. This is just very fast.
This is just fast, yeah.
Oh, helping hand?
I think all the decisions.
See, did it say 0%? Did it just say 0%?
I think it's safe to say the Azumarill is bulky.
It's
I
still
don't think
alive.
I've ever seen 0%.
Oh, it died. All right, well.
Oh my god.
That was a game.
Alright, so we get to record an extra kill for Torkoal, I guess.
Yeah. Now we.
Oh my god, that was beautiful.
All right,
I want to see
Julian,
this 0% again.
You ready for game 3?
I'm not ready.
All right.
I am not ready for this.
You're up, so go ahead.
I want to see Colossal again, so... Oh man, no Colossal. We haven't seen Reuniculus, so at least something new. And starting with the Parish Trap right away. I'm wondering... Oh, it's Terra Ghost. Okay. Probably light screening again, I assume, since it doesn't have any relevant attacking moves.
It'll also let it escape the trap.
And the Trick Room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why Terra... Yeah, I didn't think of that, you're right. I was just so focused on dodging Fake Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool, the Terra Ghost then.
Let it be said, bring Terra Ghost into Shadow Tag. It is always good.
Yeah, definitely. But Torkoal in Trick Room now without the Azu on the field for Snowscape. Yeah, even the light screen, that chunks. Okay, respectable damage. With the drop, so the next one should kill as well. Oh, it was Cloak. Interesting. Did we see that already? We didn't, right?
No.
No. So. That's the first time we've seen that item reveal. We know Covert Cloak is on Goblin's Metacham, but it doesn't look like Metacham's coming to this match.
No. Didn't look that amazing game 1. Yeah, it should easily survive then, yeah. Easy for Hicks. And it also... yeah, double intimidated non-stab against the Torkoal with infinite defense stat. That's pretty sad.
If only the Muck had huge power.
Yeah, this time Azu will also die easier since it's not water anymore.
Uh-oh, fast Colossal got switched in.
Oh, let's go.
Not much easier, I'll be honest. Not much easier. That was with the Sun and the Terra Fire.
Yeah.
And I'm nearly full HP.
And the Aqua Chat.
Oh.
Let's go.
We've only seen 3 genetic Ivy's Mons, though. The Ditto could still be in the back.
And it's a Rock Slide.
And
yeah,
the
Ditto is in the back. It's
the correct side of the field died for Ditto to switch in if he has Ditto in the back.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, and you don't even need to click an inaccurate move with the Rock Slide because we know the Azu isn't a threat. So it can't just go for... What did it have? Stomping Tantrum? I forgot which move it had.
It had a high horsepower, but they're still clicking.
Oh, high horsepower, okay. I mean, that's also inaccurate, but
we know it's locked into Rock Slide now, so Rock Slide needs to pick up all the kills.
So there's definitely a chance Ivy loses still.
Absolutely not the most accurate move Rock Slide is.
Sadly not. No, sadly
Oh, it
not.
hit the only
Well,
target that mattered.
it already started.
Easy.
Yeah, exactly. This
Oh,
should be
It's a
wait.
shame. I thought
but... Oh, that's
that's
cool.
cool. I don't think it's gonna come into play though.
Wait.
I'd be
No,
surprised.
I think
anyway.
everything dies to
I think
Rockslide.
Rock
anyway.
Slide just finishes this.
I wonder
Yep.
if
And there we go,
bringing in
connecting.
Azumarill and self-aquajetting the steam engine muck would have done it. Because
I mean,
yeah,
it would probably be
Maybe,
faster,
honestly,
right?
It would give it
Oh,
a line
100%.
to you could crit the Ditto and recover enough HP off a Drain Punch for it to maybe work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would have been the play. At least
I
I
think
think
Muck-
it should have been faster. Not guaranteed, but probably.
Muck could absolutely have its
Hard
day
to
down the
say.
road. I think it was in position a couple different times to maybe start taking over a game if it had the right partner on the field with it and
Mhm.
wasn't dealing with the Torracat all game.
That was a beautiful
a cool
match
set.
of the week.
That
I'm
was a
happy
cool set. That was a
chose
really
this.
cool set. I'm a fan.
Lots of very weird interactions, some really cool move sets, and a Ditto that became a powered up Colossal. It was what took this.
Best
game.
logos and best game plans.
So now that Ivy won, does that mean their logo is the best?
Apparently, I think that's how it works.
I think so too. All right.
Maybe.
Well, that was the match of the week. For future weeks, feel free to let us know which matches you feel like are worthwhile of that title. We went with this one because, well, you could see why. Yeah.
Let us know early because we are watching these matches pretty much as quickly as they can. We've got nothing else to do with our time apparently. So
No,
let us know when you finish a match and you know it's a good one. Let us know so we can pick not to watch it.
Yeah.
Get
All
a
right.
live reaction.
Let's get to what you guys are here for. The top moments of the week. But a bing, boom, pow. Julian.
I'm gonna start. This isn't like the best moment. We just chose this because a lot of people are really confused about what happened there because you don't see it often. It's what's it? I've already forgot again what the ability
Flower
called,
Veil.
even though I specifically looked it up.
Flower
Flower
Veil.
Whale, exactly. There's a Flutter Flower Whale, which makes that their partner grass types can't be stat dropped or statused. And there we have a superior with Breaking Swipe. And yeah, the Excadrill is still on its regular attack stat. And there was a bit of confusion in chat and after the game in Discord as well.
Mhm.
So we thought that was a really cool interaction that some people might not be aware of because that ability is not often to be seen.
Borderline useless. But
And
hey.
it's not
Pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
The uneducated would assume it was a Covert Cloak Excadrill, but we learned later on that, or I think we learned earlier in a previous
It was frisked
match
as
that it was
Scarf.
not Covert Cloak. What was it? It was Scarf?
Frisked Scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frisked Scarf, that's
So,
right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we move along, shall we? By the way, the result of that matchup was, I think, did Cram win that match 2-1? I think.
Ooh, shit! I forgot. I prepared so badly.
We should have probably looked at this. Julian, this is your job now. You're gonna say what.
It doesn't say. It's just 3 replays. Okay, let me open game 3.
I've got it. I've got the stand, or I need schedule week 2.
We're definitely
That was
prepared.
Tram 1, 2-1.
Cram 1,
2-1.
Cram 1, 2-1.
Okay.
Good close matchup.
All right. We move along to the Evie versus JK Gold match. And I got this one because JK Gold did my favorite thing, which is button clicking, as he clicked Earthquake, Instruct, Earthquake. And dodged a Hypnosis to add more pain to it. And now we just see it again. That's all you have to do, is just click Earthquake. It's my favorite thing to do in this format. And he did it beautifully.
Why take a different move? I don't understand.
Yeah. JK won this match 2-0.
It's wonderful when a simple plan comes together. And you get to add 6 kills to Mudzale to the kill leaderboard for your division. That's also kind of nice.
Yeah.
Not a mon I'm used to seeing up there at the top.
JK Gold has 2 features, by the way, in these 2 weeks. So we'll see if they get featured week 3. Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
All right. We have got CJ versus Red in Great Ball. We're going to be starting out on game 3 after a very tense game 1 and 2. Dusclops Clefable risking Trick Room going up versus Inteleon and Incineroar. And we know we've seen a scope lens. What does scope lens mean? Scope lens means sniper. And what does sniper scope lens do with snipe shot? It crits. It crits the Ursaluna. And the Ursaluna dies. The fun thing with snipe shot is that actually that was an incredibly safe place for CJ as well, because there was no follow me to worry about. Snipe shot, as someone else unfortunately has learned in this week 3 of gameplay, that snipe shot does ignore redirection. So Inteleon might have a little bit more value than people assumed going into draft. So it was a great outplay from CJ on game 1. And CJ does go on to win this game, I believe, if I am not incorrect. CJ goes on to win the set 2-0, or 2-1.
Yes.
2-1. It's a good game 3.
We'll also
So turn
preface,
1.
we're recording this on the Saturday of week 3, so we've already watched some week 3 games, so we might throw some hints at that, but just for viewer knowledge, so we move it right along.
Ooh, that was nice to watch. This was a game 1. It was DJS versus JF Warriors. So DJS led with the Salazzle and faked out the, what is that Pokemon called? I forgot. Fletchinder, exactly. Where JF Warriors switched into Garchomp for the rough skin to break the expected sash, which it turns out later in game 2 or 3 that it actually is, to then just finish it off with the Scald. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Clean execution.
We'll feature the Exterminator here real quick. It wasn't the highlight play, but this thing hits like an absolute truck. And it's cool to see Heracross, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's always cool to see a Heracross. Because you rarely get to.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, that was JF Warriors 2-1, I believe. So...
Again, I didn't prepare. I forgot. I only looked on the replays, but didn't write on the scores.
Moving right along.
Remember, everybody, when something is wrong, blame Julian.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
We'll move to my boy Dr. G versus Snowfire. This is a Pokeball. And we learn how strong adaptability Basculegion is in this clip, as we will see very shortly. Can turn this to fast even, because you'll get the idea. Shadow Ball Oko. That's 1. We'll keep track together. We'll count. Electro Shot on Power Herb, but that's not as relevant. What is relevant? Shadow Ball Kill. That's number 2. Gastrodon actually lives the Shadow Ball, so we had to click it a 5th time apparently in this set. That's wasteful.
Basculation confirmed terrible.
Yeah, it's wasteful. Oh, we clicked it 6 times. I got you. Wow. He's being so wasteful with his Basculegion here. Okay, that's kill number 3. And rather than kill it with Overquill, it gets the ace. Basculegion and Dr. G, excuse me, win the set 2-0 over Snowfire with just Basculegion.
Alright. Next up, we've got Flap versus Nezero for week 2. We've got a Snow team versus a mix of hyper-offen, mostly just a hyper-offensive team with a Trick Room mode. And we're just doing a full game recap because it was just a really good game here. This is game 2. And we get to see Beartic, which is not a mon I think gets a lot of attention a lot of times in Draft League. Goes after the Moltres first, doesn't make a lot of progress, but the Rindo Parry procs right here, and it does not save it. Leaf Storm does just pick up the KO, so you assume that the Rindo Berry was calced for something. I don't know what the Abomasnow item was. The answer to those, that just hits really hard. After that, Beartic chunks Typhlosion for more than enough damage to weaken the Eruption and to help Beartic survive the second turn of the match, with Fire Wrath barely missing the KO on Beartic. Flap decides to let Beartic survive another turn, let Entei go ahead and do some damage, and maybe save an Aqua Jet for a later turn here. We do get to see the Citrus Berry, which is helpful, and the Entei starts to try to boost its speed. Guessing Flap is trying to see Entei as an endgame condition if it's going to boost the speed up, especially since it already outsped everything on the field. We now see the Rotom enter the field, and Entei goes after Stomping Tantrum, which will boost Stomping Tantrum's power for the next turn if it had a target. Unfortunately, both the Rotom and Moltres are in the air and not grounded. So instead it opts to go for this Trailblaze once again, just chunking the Rotom for a little bit of damage. The Rotom only has single target damage, if I remember right, so we wonder how it's going to get the KOs here, what's going to target, but it's relearned Electro Web. Since the DLC dropped, so the Beartic finally goes down, but not without dropping an Icicle Crash into Typhlosion. Thundurus hits the field, and with a scary face, which honestly I don't think was very oh no, it was probably Scarf. So using the scary face to allow the Entei to still outspeed in case the Typhlosion was EV to outspeed Entei. That enters into the final two versus the final two. We've got Snow back up again, Thundurus and Abomasnow, both with super effective damage options into the opposing side of the field, and we've seen Leaf Storm do a lot of damage earlier this match. Can the Fiery Wrath get the flinch on the Abomasnow? I think that might be the game. But good targeting from Nezero means that Flap does not have enough damage on his side of the field to actually finish this game off. And there's the flinch. Don't know if it was the Air Slash. Probably the Air Slash that did that one, because I think Thunderbolt was the other move clicked, and that'll just finish the game.
Yeah, it was
a good match,
2-1 to Flap, even though he
It
lost
was
this replay.
Played Beartic on one side and then a fantastic comeback from the other. I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah, very, very cool game.
Very good game.
Alright, and then we have this one.
Yeah, after last week, Zack got destroyed by Rock Slide. We just had to feature Rock Slide against him again. So I just really enjoyed this turn because Rock Slide was clicked 3 times. All of them connected and none of them flinched. It was just... That's not something you see often. It was nothing too special, it was just really fun to see. Just all the Rock Slides.
Clean, no variance Pokemon. Our favorite type of Pokemon.
Yeah. I just wish the Landorus clicked Rock Slide as well. It kind of ruined the turn, to be honest. It could have been the perfect turn for Rock Slides.
And that was
no.
Casium versus Zack. Casium wins 2-1. And now...
And he got robbed.
Now we get to go to the best division, which is Premier Ball. We are able to view Premier Ball games now. Oh shoot, no, I ruined it. It was not on the right screen. My apologies. Anyways, we have Niels versus Mario in Premier Ball. This is another clip of a move that you rarely ever see. And we will see it once we get there.
I remember having to look up what this move did after the game because I did not know what it did.
Well, I won't show the next turn, so people who know what this move does can let us know. See if you actually quiz yourself what this move actually does. Look at that. We don't even have to do it. If we don't know something, we can just tell them to figure it out.
Genius.
Rock Wrecker.
What? What's this move?
Bam.
Also, wow, that's dead.
Beautiful.
Oko's
I'm glad I
Dragapult.
finally got to enjoy the animation.
Yeah.
Never seen
But
it.
now you'll have no
Good
idea what it does. So
It is.
let us know if you know what that move
It
does.
kills Dragapult. I think that's the move description. Just kills Dragapult. Rock type move.
Correct.
Probably.
Niels wins this set 2-1 off the back of his Scovillain and Rhyperior. So
Deserved. Just for using Rock Wrecker. Not gonna lie.
the final one.
And last match of the week. We are still in Premier Ball. And this would be Jay Jingles versus Ed. We've got an Oranguru Trick Room turn versus a Klefki and... What is the other mon here? Klefki and...
We'll find out
I can't
after
remember
the
what's on the other
Terra.
side of the field. Was it Kingdra? No, it wasn't Kingdra. Klefki and...
Arboliva.
Klefki and Arboliva. Jay sets the rain this turn so that the Torkoal cannot actually deal damage, but then Sunny Day Oranguru is the tech of the day, letting Torkoal get its full powered eruption. Also, that Oranguru underspeeded the Torkoal. However, Arboliva is just that good. It survives a Terra Fire in the Sun eruption from full HP, allowing it to respond with an Earth Power. And by the way, that Arboliva was not a Solfest.
Well,
that
yes,
was
it
just natural.
No, it was. You'll find out very
Was-
shortly. When he goes to
I don't
change
think
his
it
one,
was.
yeah. No, it was AV.
Okay. I thought I remember being someone. Anyways, you're right. Never mind. I lied. Anyways, that's still an Arbeliva that survived a
Yeah,
full
still impressive.
power eruption.
Yeah, that was just a really
That's
cool
pretty
clip
impressive.
for both sides. Jay Jingles
Mhm.
won that set 2-0, so unfortunately he was not the Oranguru player there, but very, very cool to see. So that'll do it for week 2. So let us know what you think of this highlight that we did. Let us know.
Oh, I have some last shoutouts. I want to shout out Josh Frostless from week 1 and 2. It just triple axled everything. We never got to feature it, but it was great.
Yeah,
It's been
just had
putting
to
in a
mention
lot
that.
of work. It's been a very
Yeah.
good mon.
I will shame shout out the Amoongus that got 7 kills on me in week 2. We can't show the footage because I deleted the footage. That's a lie.
I was not
didn't.
allowed to watch it. I would have liked to see Spades get swept by Namungus.
Yeah.
Sadly,
I would have watched it, but I was told not to watch it, so I have not watched it yet.
I
It
told
sounds
them not to
disappointing.
watch me get slaughtered.
Mhm.
But you should check the game out. It's in premiere content.
Mhm.
And then the last one that I will shout out is the Sableye in Safari, and that is all I will say. So check out OC Frey's match.
Fari Sableye was very cool.
Yeah, I think that's it. Any last words, gentlemen?
That's all for me.
All right. So
Play your games.
Let us
Submit
know.
the replays to the forum.
Oh yeah, for sure. They definitely know about that. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.